Yo, this D-Lo. Back want to make another video. Want to talk about Uncle Bob, old Bob Arum. Part of what made me want to make this video was listening to 78 and Black Fight Fan on their live stream this morning. When they kind of talked about Mikey and Lomachenko and how Bob was out there talking about Mikey don't want no part of Lomachenko and so forth and so on. Got me to thinking about something. I was actually been putting this in the comments of a lot of videos over the last few months, and you know, so I finally just decided, you know, hell, I'm gonna make a video about it myself. You know, the thing about Bob Arum, when it comes to his fighters, it's well documented, you know, and very well recorded that Bob likes in-house fights. He likes to sign the guys that he wants his guys to fight to contracts. That way, you know, Bob's a winner either way. You know, if some guy goes in there and watches one of his guys and ruins his career, Bob still has the other fighter to build and market and make money for Top Rank. You know, I mean, he's been around forever. The guy knows what he's doing. He has, you know, tremendous business acumen. You know, got a great team around him that know what they're doing as well. But they do a lot of trying to fool the public into thinking something is what it isn't. You know, those guys, you know, when I think about Mayweather Pacquiao fight, took forever to happen. I always felt in my heart of hearts part of the reason the fight was taking so long to materialize, and I ultimately came to the conclusion that the fight wouldn't happen at all. And I thought a lot of it had to do with Bob. You know, I felt like Floyd left Top Rank years ago. Bob had done built Pacquiao into this seemingly unstoppable force, the other superstar in the sport when it comes to the little men. I mean, actually, they were the two biggest stars in the sport at the time. And, you know, I felt like from Bob's standpoint, his stance was, you know, he don't want to take a chance on Floyd coming there ruining what he built with Manny Pacquiao. You know, kind of like what's going on with AJ and Wilder, but that's another video, another topic for another discussion. I don't get into that, but it was kind of a, and all of y'all were there. You know, we all know how it went down, but it was one of them things where, as long as the fight was talked about, they could continue to sell these big pay-per-views on both sides with anticipation of this fight that was, you know, on the horizon. Everybody was buying pay-per-views hoping that, okay, this is the last fight before they fight, so let me see how they look. And that was kind of what it was. I mean, that's why I was buying them, and then I got to a point where I said, no, I'm not fixing to keep doing this. I'm not going to fall for this. I basically boycotted both of their pay-per-views for, you know, a few years, or a couple years before they actually fought, because I just got to the point where I felt like the fans were being milked, for lack of a better term. But when it came to that fight happening, I felt like Bob was one of the major stumbling blocks. He didn't want to take a chance on Floyd messing up what he had going with Manny. He knew he had no shot at signing Floyd to any kind of deal, regardless. I mean, even like, you know, he's notorious, just like Oscar with that. Well, I'll give you a fight with my guy, let me get options on you. Prime example of that is the Joe Horn situation. He saw Joe Horn as marketable out there in Australia, so of course he's gonna get some kind of deal in place in case Joe Horn won. In fact, I felt like he had a lot to do with why Horn won. You know, I mean, he said even with the rematch clause being that the fight had to take place back in Australia, it was to maximize Bob's money. It wasn't about giving Manny a fair shake. Okay, another example. You know, I'll go with Gamboa. Gamboa left Top Rank. Arum's position on that was anytime Gamboa came up as an opponent for one of his fighters, it was I'm not gonna give this guy a fight. You know, and the thing was, I only feel like Bob acts this way when he doesn't think his fighter can beat the guy, or there's a good chance his fighter can't beat the guy that left. You know, if it was a, you know, if just say for instance, you know, look at Gamboa and Terrence Crawford. He had no problem making that fight because he felt confident that Terrence Crawford could beat Gamboa. Now let's flip that and say that, just say for instance, it was Beltran, and he felt like Gamboa couldn't beat him. He wouldn't give Gamboa that fight. He'd talk about how Gamboa's a traitor and he left him and this, that, and the other, and he wouldn't give him that fight. And I'm basing this off of things I heard him say about other fighters. I remember when Nonito Donaire had beaten Vic Darchinyan, but Vic Darchinyan had since left Top Rank. He was begging for and clamoring for that rematch, and at the time he actually looked good. I mean, he looked like he had a good shot at beating Donaire in a rematch. Bob Arum would make comments like, he's a traitor, I'm not giving that guy a fight. Donaire was asking for the fight, saying, hey, I'll give him a rematch. Bob Arum was, you know, like, no, we ain't giving him no rematch. He's a traitor, and I ain't giving that guy a shot. So he wouldn't make the fight. You know, Tim Bradley was in his stable. Bradley kept getting those Pacquiao fights because Bradley kept re-signing with Top Rank. So, you know, had Bradley been on the outside looking in, he don't get those Pacquiao fights. You know, I mean, the list just goes on and on. I mean, that's just in the last, you know, 10 or so years, stuff that I can think about. You know, so when it comes down to Mikey and Terrence Crawford and Mikey and Lomachenko, I have no doubt in my mind that if Mikey said he wanted to fight Terrence Crawford, and he mentioned Terrence Crawford's name the wrong way, Uncle Bob's going to make that fight happen. He's not worried about all that, oh, we got to give Mikey a flat fee, this, that, and the other, he don't deserve. No, none of that stuff. Off the rip, he going to make it right, make the fight happen. He knows putting Mikey on Terrence's dossier makes him look even better, because, you know, Mikey has a name. I mean, do most people think Mikey can beat Terrence Crawford? I don't think so. I think most people know that that's a fight Terrence Crawford couldn't. I mean, that Mikey couldn't win. I mean, he can win. I mean, anybody can beat anybody, but I mean, the odds are that he won't win that fight. So Bob will make that fight. I think he would make that fight with little hesitation. Now, when it comes to Lomachenko, I don't know that Bob is very confident at how Lomachenko would do against Mikey, because styles, because he knows Mikey's not going to quit. He knows that Lomachenko is going to beat Mikey if he outboxing, whatever he does makes him look silly. He's going to have to do that for 12 straight rounds, because Mikey ain't going to stop coming, and Mikey's going to find a way to land his shots. I just basically, I think that fight's a little too tough. Whether Lomo's favorite, whether Arum thinks he wins or not, I think it's just too much risk for him. I don't think that's a fight Arum is interested in. He can say what he wants to say about Mikey, but you're not going to, you know, you're not going to convince people, Bob Arum, you're not going to convince people that Mikey's scared to face Lomachenko because he don't want to get embarrassed. I mean, I just don't see that. You know, that's, you know, and I'll say the same thing with the Pacquiao situation. You know, Arum will feed Pacquiao to Terrence Crawford in a heartbeat. He's been trying for years, and part of the reason he's been trying because Manny's been trying to get out of his contract. So he knew that Manny wasn't trying to re-up with him one more time. And I don't know if they had discussions about money or whatever the case was, but he knew that Manny got to a point in his career where he was trying to be his own boss, be it too late in the career or not, but that's what he's trying to do. So he's been trying to feed him to Terrence Crawford for some years now. Everybody knows that. All right? But there again, Terrence Crawford's his fighter, so, you know, of course, he'll do that. But he's not very eager to put Lomachenko in there with Pacquiao unless Manny Pacquiao's at a serious disadvantage. And that's when I say 135, that's a serious disadvantage for Manny Pacquiao. That's Manny Pacquiao, Oscar De La Hoya all over again in reverse. And you got a guy fighting at a weight he hadn't made in 10 years or better. I mean, it's some, you know, Manny Pacquiao's done some incredible things, but I don't think he comes in there at 135 against anybody of credibility. Any good fighter at 135 will probably watch Manny Pacquiao unless he catches him with something. But I just don't even know that the power would be there, the energy would be there, the punch resistance would be there, anything. And when a guy hadn't fought at a weight in that many years. So, I mean, that's just my 2 cents on it. I just want to touch on that. You know, it's something been on my mind for a minute. I wanted to make a video about it. You know, I want to give my shout out to, you know, everybody out there that's doing their thing, all the real fight fans out there. Want to see the good fights, because that's what I want. I want to see the best fight the best. I want to see these promoters get out of the way and quit fight blocking, you know, and let these guys fight. You know, and these guys that are hiding behind the promoters, you know what I'm saying, hiding behind their promoters, hiding behind money and this, that, and the other, man, they need to just get out of the way and let these guys that really want to fight. You know, if you like my video, comment, share, subscribe. You know, I'm trying to get out there. You know, trying to get out there, trying to get these subscriptions up, trying to find time to make more videos. You know, like anybody else, I got a regular, you know, stuff to do too. Got my grown man stuff to do. So, but I'm gonna try to put them out as often as I can. So, you know, if you're feeling them, please like, share, subscribe, comment. You know, help me get my name out there. I'm trying to build this channel. You know, that said, I'm out. Peace.